Million years ago on the planet Earth, two brothers started watching Transformers media, and now they are going to make it your problem. Hi, I'm Hayden.
And I'm wondering why we didn't just pre-record this intro and just stick it into every episode.
We gotta have something unique at the beginning.
Welcome to BroBots in Disguise. I'm also Frankie still.
He is Frankie.
We are still going through and discussing every episode of the major Transformers cartoons.
How are we gonna distinguish between each episode if we don't have something distinct at the beginning?
True.
But welcome back to Season 2 of BroBots in Disguise, where we are actually finishing up our discussion of Season 2 of the original Transformers animated series, released in 1985, and largely following the episode order for Season 2 on TF Wiki, with a few minor adjustments for continuity.
Especially this episode, there's a lot of adjustments for continuity.
Yes. But I can't believe it. We're here. We're at the end. Well, not at the end, but we're at the end of one part.
Yes. Oh, you mean of the entire
of our journey
runtime? In today's episodes, a giant purple Sphinx robot plunders oil in aerial assault. The Autobots get Stunticon repaints in Masquerade, and Swindle sells his team's corpses in B.O.T. And the Combiners' ultimate toy commercial smackdown in Scramble City Mobilization. Seems like we're getting swindled out of a good finale.
I will second that. But at the time of this recording, these Transformers episodes are available on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel, as well as on DVD and several other streaming services such as Tubi and Pluto.
Except for Scramble City Mobilization, as there is no current official English area U.S. release.
Toei got really, really weird about distributing this thing for some reason.
Yeah.
I have no idea why.
All right, we'll talk about how it originally came to be later. But if you want to watch it, there is a official release that has a audio commentary plastered over the top of it. It's probably the best quality video you can get. It's on some releases of the Transformers the movie as a bonus feature. But if you want the original Japanese audio and subtitles, so you actually know the actual story and what's going on, you have to sail the high seas. Or speak Japanese, live in Japan, and buy a Laserdisc.
Also, just YouTube in general.
Like I say, it's very easy to find on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't think that counts as piracy.
We are not sponsored, nor have been sponsored. You can find our podcast on YouTube and on Spotify.
I almost said, and we never will be.
We never will be. Well, if we're endorsing watching YouTube rips of laser discs from the 80s that have no official release in the United States, we may not get sponsored.
Look, if they're not willing to distribute the thing that we are willing to pay money for, then try and stop me.
Yeah, it's kind of on Hasbro and Toei and Takara and Bandai and all them. Does Bandai have anything to do with it?
I don't think
know.
They do.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Takara, Toei, Bandai, Namco, Capcom, Nintendo.
Sony, Miyazaki, Ghibli, Hideo Kojima. I don't know.
Kojima Productions.
All right, let's get into the episodes.
All right. Aerial Assault. So, Megatron and the Combaticons ally with Ali to depose Prince Jamal and use his palace to build a drone aircraft from stolen There's a lot of P's in this one. Airplane parts while they steal his oil. Slingshot and Skydive go undercover, get stolen, team up with disguised Jamal, and stop the Decepticons. There's also a giant purple Sphinx for some reason.
So premise-wise, I like this episode. It's
too.
a fun plot, and it puts a nice little bow on Slingshot's character arc.
Yeah.
Execution-wise, it's all kinds of silly nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually get some character development on a completely random aerial bot.
Yes.
That guy Skydive, he likes engineering.
I'm really glad you said his name because I forgot who
I think
exactly
that's
it was.
Skydive, isn't it? Yeah, it's
the
Skydive.
one with the orange face, right?
Well, there's two with the orange face, and they team up in this episode.
The one with the orange face that doesn't have the aviator sunglasses.
The bald spot on his head.
And the bald spot. His head design really does look like male pattern baldness as a robot.
But tell me about Slingshot's arc.
So it's really nice to see that he's, he's still a jerk.
A little bit.
Episode starts off, you get the sense that he's, it's more of a bit now.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He's just the cocky pilot.
Really, when it comes down to it, he is there when it matters.
Oh yeah.
Like we've established that at this point in War Dawn.
Yeah.
And now, it's more palatable because he actually backs it up.
Yeah.
He throws himself into the line of fire to protect people multiple times this episode. He takes a hit and is grounded.
Yeah.
And, he's Slingshot. He's going to, whine about it. But he sees an opportunity for him to do something that's completely out of his own wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And, espionage.
Right.
So, yeah, it's cool seeing that he has this arc and then also him interacting with, Hassan or Prince Jamal. Their little relationship. I mentioned this later in my notes, but it's relevant now. This feels like the aerial bot version of Make Tracks.
Oh, yeah. The episode with Trax and Raul.
Yeah, you have a conspiracy that they're investigating.
Yeah.
That's mostly human-based, and then revealed that the Decepticons are in on it. And you have a character who's kind of smarmy and full of himself.
Yeah.
Interacting with a human character who is more of like a go-getter. Doesn't take crap from anybody.
A very self-actualized.
And then them butting heads and working together.
Yeah. Having a good dynamic.
It really does feel like Make Tracks, which I don't know why I wasn't a fan of this episode as a kid. Yeah. But I like it a lot.
Yeah. I feel like this is not as well put together as Make Tracks.
No.
But like I said, the main premise of it is a lot of fun.
Yes.
I really like Hassan. The disguised Prince Jamal story.
Yeah.
He's
the reveal,
been deposed.
I completely forgot about that reveal.
Really?
So at the end of the episode, I was like, no way.
That's funny. I remembered it going into this episode. And I liked looking for little hints, little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things is that Hassan's when he's in the junkyard, he tells the one of the bad guys, "Oh, nobody talks to me like that." Why?
Yeah.
If he's just a street rat, why does nobody talk to him like that? Well, it's because he's a prince,
right?
And I like that.
The part where he's like, "Don't you think the prince will be offended if we're taking parts off of his cars?" And he's like, "I'm sure he'll want the best for you."
Yeah. That's what I like is that brings me to my next point is that's what I like is that it's obvious that he wants his country back and that he wants to defeat Ali, right?
Yeah.
But he's so chill about it.
Yeah.
He's just so long for the adventure, and it's neat that they're showing that this prince is willing to stay in disguise to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
He's not just like, I want my kingdom back. Blah, blah, blah,
right.
He's like,
I want to get to the bottom of this.
Since I've been kicked out anyway, I might as well go in disguise and, find out what's going on, So he's putting in the legwork himself, and it just so happens that he crosses paths with the Autobots and is able to make allies that way.
He really does feel like Raul, where they're both kind of reckless.
Yeah.
Raul's just reckless because he's from the streets.
Yeah.
He just He sees bullies. He doesn't like bullies, and he goes after them. It doesn't matter if they're 30-foot tall robots.
Right.
Jamal is, not only like a prince, but also is willing to risk like his entire kingdom to help the Autobots and help his country. Like,
right. And also, I like that he teams up with Slingshot, putting a, like I said, putting a bow on Slingshot's character arc because
dislike of humans.
There was an extreme dislike of humans in his first episodes of the Key to Vector Sigma Part 2, and even a little bit in War Dawn as well.
Yeah.
So this is kind of wrapping up his character arc where he learns why they fight the Decepticons in War Dawn. This episode shows him why he protects humans.
Right. And I think it's important that he is brought low to meet Jamal. Like, for the first time that he meets, he's kind of at his lowest. He's literally been stripped of parts and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, this was a note I forgot to put down. But what does this say about biology of Transformers?
I have a note on that too.
Cool.
You want to go ahead and discuss that? Okay.
Because they are disassembled.
Okay, so the plane nappers take the aerial bots apart. Yeah, the Prince Ali, he has them disassemble the planes, build them into junky cars, transport them to the palace, and then reassemble the planes.
It's actually
hilarious.
It's a pretty well thought out plan, though, especially for something that.
Except wouldn't those cars really look like airplanes?
Yeah. 100%.
Anyway, or the fighter drone planes look like they've been spray painted all sorts of weird colors to look like cars. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, they take apart the aerial bots as well, but only in the main fuselage, they say, is too complex, which implies that that's Cybertronian tech, which implies that the rest of them is just normal plane parts, which goes back to that episode in season 1. They're munching jets for lunch, when the Decepticons, the Seekers, they're taking wings off of normal fighter jets and adding them to themselves, to repair themselves. However, in the Key to Vector Sigma, the whole plane is made out of Cybertronian parts that were crafted to look like Earth planes.
Yeah.
So what?
Maybe they function off of kibble rules. They have like a bunch of kibble for their Earth modes, and then there's a Cybertronian core.
That's something. That's what I was thinking. In the episode that we're going to talk about later, this episode, in Scramble City, the narrator in one of the versions that I watched says that they merged with Earth vehicles, which kind of I'll talk more about that later, but it kind of implies the whole, like, they can just use Earth parts, that the core of the robot is Cybertronian tech, and then all of the kibble that makes them into the vehicle mode is Earth stuff, which kind of gels with this, but also doesn't make any sense because of the Key to Vector Sigma. I also wanted to bring up, speaking of season 1, the weapons console that Jamal has to reinstall in Slingshot. Is that similar to Prowl's battle computer that gets damaged in that same episode we were just referring to? Which I
if I'm remembering what we talked about with it, is that it basically coordinates any and all muscular functions that relate to combat of any kind.
Right. It programs and considers courses of action to use in combat,
which
or something
I
like
guess
that.
Makes a little bit of sense of why he's like, my battle computer, and then is like, now I can finally use the gun that's been in my hand.
Right. However, like you said, the gun was still in his hand. In here, it seems like when he reinstalls the weapons console, Slingshot is able to summon his weapons, because he's able to, like, kind of get in the fight, sort of. He's not good in the fight, but he is able to get in the fight without his weapons console. So I'm wondering if it is something different in that the weapons console is what, because a lot of times Transformers just summon their weapons. It just appears out of hammer space or whatever.
That could be.
Subspace or something.
Yeah, it would
Like
make
Optimus's
sense.
trailer. Okay.
Yeah, the Griffin. The big Griffin.
Yeah, the Griffin.
This, to me, this feels like, one, I think to lead up to that, we need to talk about Swindle, what he's doing.
Yeah. Let's go back up to Swindle. Go back up to that.
But yeah, I just like the random reveal that, like, Swindle has been doing this probably for a long time.
Yeah, well, ever since
He's been around on Earth.
the episode with Bruticus, which was last episode.
But he knows. Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of, we mentioned briefly that we swapped around episode placement. This episode originally aired before Starscream's Brigade for some reason, even though that the Combaticons can't exist until after Starscream's Brigade.
Continuity's messed up in this last part of the season, but
so that's why I put this episode here.
Yeah. But yeah, it feels like Swindle has been running this sort of racket that he has for like a while now.
Yeah.
He knows everybody.
Yeah.
He, talks to everyone that like their old business partners and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it feels like he's been doing this for a while, and then coordinated with Megatron to like because the plan is to make drone jets.
Right.
It is not at all connected to this gigantic Griffin
Yeah.
thing.
It's
So I feel
just
like
there.
I feel like Megatron just like took a trip to, the Egypt or something.
Yeah.
Saw the Sphinx and was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then he just started building it.
Yeah.
And then Swindle clued him in and was like, hey, I'm also working on this drone project. Do you want to like coordinate in some way?
Right. Yeah. So that, I like whenever the Decepticons work with humans.
Yes.
And I'm not surprised at all that the Decepticons would want the Middle Eastern oil as much as the United States does. Maybe Megatron did 9/11. I don't know. Is that too edgy? Sorry.
Jet fuel doesn't melt Stunticon beams. I don't know.
Constructicon beams.
Constructicon beams. There we go.
I mean, he did do 9/11 in the episode with
my gosh, he did.
Where he steals the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
City of Steel.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, drone fighter jets. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Giant purple Sphinx.
He has
Why?
He has been Megatron has been working with drone concept for a long time.
Yes.
And this feels like a natural response to Aerobots, where it's like, oh, well, why don't we just overwhelm the Aerobots with sheer numbers of flyers and stuff, air superiority. But yeah, the Griffin itself, it moves, it flies, it's a walking battle station. It has articulated hair that it can use like tentacles to ensnare people. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah. It goes down in one kick.
Yep. Not very useful, but weird. This is only after watching Scramble City, but it made me realize that, this could probably be like a prototype of Trypticon.
Oh.
Like they're starting to experiment with like, let's just make a big purple thing.
Yeah. Like
that
I was
can walk
wondering,
around.
like, is this supposed to be like a play set or, something from G.I. Joe or
Yeah.
like... But that makes sense. I like that as lore, that the Purple Griffin is a prototype for Trypticon.
Because it makes sense that, well, you have to wonder why Trypticon is a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like, why was he built that way?
Yeah.
And it probably was Megatron finally taking a page out of the Dinobot book and thinking, ancient human mythology. There's a lot of weird creatures here. And then when mythology didn't work, he's like, you know what? I'm just going with the basic T-Rex. Like, that works too well.
And that's how we get to Transformers
I should say
Prime.
kaiju.
Yeah.
He's
He watched Godzilla and was like,
watched Godzilla.
that. I want to do that.
Yeah. Because Trypticon is just Godzilla. But
Yeah. Mecha Godzilla.
because he's not...
Can you imagine just Mecha Godzilla's theme playing whenever Trypticon shows up?
Yeah, because
That'd
Trypticon's
make
not...
Five Faces of Darkness so much better.
He's not a T-Rex. But yeah, he's more Godzilla than he is dinosaur.
He's a Gigantosaurus.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so The Combaticons. I like that Dirge and Ramjet are teamed up with the Combaticons in this. It feels very militaristic. They have a lot of military vehicles in this episode, and I think it works pretty well. And philosophically, I think the opposite rivalry of the aerial bots and Stunticons and the opposite rivalry of the Combaticons versus Protectobots makes a lot of sense philosophically.
Yes.
But this pairing of the aerial bots versus Combaticons, I think, makes a lot more practical sense.
Yes. Because
it's
most
got
of the
jets
Combaticons...
and you got combat vehicles.
Yes. If you think about it, Combaticons, their air superiority is Blastoff and Vortex.
Speaking of, I wanted to ask you, last time, I believe you mentioned that you had a theory why Blastoff turns into a spaceship, and then you never elaborated on it.
Oh, I think it was tied to his personality being a reminiscent of an officer of some kind. Is that he's about decorum, he's about, being like, he's very haughty. And tying that to him looking at, Earth vehicles and thinking, well, I obviously want to be the vehicle that can soar the highest, that can go the furthest, that can be the, that's the best one, obviously.
Right.
So then he landed on a spaceship.
Okay, yeah, space shuttle. Which is ironic because the space shuttle itself cannot get into orbit without the booster rockets.
Yeah.
It can't even get to its destination on Earth without the being transported by another vehicle.
It's not a super aerodynamic thing because the only reason it's able to travel through space is because of inertia.
Right.
Like, it's not made for flying.
Right. So it's funny that him and Astrotrain and Jetfire in Armada would choose that as their vehicle. Although Jetfire makes more sense because he's actually in space a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But, yeah, Combaticons don't have a lot of air superiority. They have is Blastoff and Vortex.
Right.
And Vortex is more of like low to the ground and causing havoc on the ground. All of the other Combaticons, I believe in Scramble City, they mentioned that they are the armored combat division of the Decepticons. So they're more slow on the ground. Except for like Swindle. He's more, zipping around and stuff.
Making deals.
Yeah. Wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all Aerobots are in the air. So I do like the practical side of Aerobots versus Combaticons. That's a neat little pairing.
Yeah. And speaking of flying, I love that Megatron and Bruticus just get yeeted out of the country.
Yes.
They just fly off it. I mean, that's an ending that, like, in, I think it's Transformers. Yes, Transformers Cybertron does that a lot, where they just send the Decepticons flying into
the Team Rocket blasting off ending.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, fun, simple episode.
Yes.
Hopefully this episode is not as offensive as later Middle Eastern stuff. But it seems like it's more balanced. Like, you got good guys and bad guys from the same culture.
It's obviously terrible accents all around.
It's bad. It's bad accents because it's obviously not real Middle Eastern people.
Yeah.
But
they did not go to the trouble.
I don't think they ever veered into offensive stereotypes.
I don't think so.
And when they did, it was kind of plot centric.
Yes. I did think it was very funny that Prince Jamal, a lot of times, he just looks like Spike.
Yes, yeah, he's just Arabic Spike.
It made me think just, Arabian Nights, but instead it's Arabian Spike.
Yeah. Yeah, some people think that this might be Abdul Fakadi's country from season 3, but I don't see it. There's no proof. I actually prefer to think that there are more than one Middle Eastern country in Transformers.
I would love to think that, but unfortunately, everything's got to be connected. You can't have two distinct Arabian countries. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, this is definitely a different country.
Yeah. No.
Whether or not it's a real life country, I don't know. They did not give any indication, and I am not well versed enough in architecture to make a judgment.
This is awful and probably horribly offensive, but it would make sense for the country where an episode that is centered around repairing and wheeling and dealing old cars and junker cars eventually becomes the nation of Car Bombia.
Yeah.
I don't
I
like.
don't think so.
I don't like it, but
I don't think it is. I want to believe that Prince Jamal's country stayed a friend of the Autobots.
Yes.
Into the 2000s.
I believe in good things.
Because honestly, he's like what 15, 20 in this episode.
Yeah, probably like
he could still be alive in 2006.
Yeah.
So and being royalty, I doubt unless there was another Ali situation. I don't think that he would ever turn against the Autobots. So
yeah.
I do believe that it is a different country. Jamal land.
Jamaland. Anyway.
All right. Anyway, with that
fun, simple episode.
Yeah. And with that, let's take a short break and come back with our next episode. Masquerade. So many faces on parade. It's Masquerade. What's that even from?
Is that Phantom of the Opera?
Phantom of the Opera? I thought so.
Hide your face or the world will never find you.
Do you remember when our homeschool group was just severely into that? Everybody was obsessed with that movie.
Oh, I don't just remember it. I lived it.
Yeah.
I was obsessed.
Oh,
man.
you were, that's right. You were one of the ones obsessed too.
I got bit bad.
Yeah. And then they jumped ship to
Greatest Showman.
Right. No. Les Mis.
Les Mis. That's right.
Got huge.
It was the Phantom of the Opera, Les Mis,
and
Greatest
then I
Showman
think Greatest
pipeline.
Showman was like the last one before we graduated.
That was our experience.
Yeah. I'm
homeschool
sure
community's
the theater,
experience.
Yeah. And we were only tangential to the theater kids.
Yes.
We weren't actually the theater
Look,
kids.
we may have been weird.
We were making our own movies.
We may have been weird, but we weren't theater kid weird.
We were home movie weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, what happens in this movie? Or episode?
So this is you.
Oh, yeah, you read the last one.
Yeah.
The Autobots intercept and imprison the Stunticons who were collecting parts for Megatron's new weapon. Curious what it does, Optimus and several Autobots disguise themselves as the Stunticons to sneak in and spoil Megatron's plan. But Menasor breaks out and spoils their plans. But the weapon is destroyed anyways, thanks to Ironhide's tinkering.
Ironhide tinkering is never a sentence that I thought I would read.
Anyway.
But yeah, this is I like it. I really didn't remember much from this episode. That most of these end of season 2 episodes, we didn't watch a lot of.
Well, I think one thing is that you're just so burnt out by the time you get to these episodes.
Yeah.
Because season 2 is so long. And then, they're really kind of just filler episodes.
Yeah, it's weird because this feels like a season, like an early season 2 plot. Because the Revenge of Bruticus is such a season 2 finale, but then you have to, because Megatron's like, oh, we're going to revive him, you got to have a couple more episodes. But then for some reason, this episode came out after that. On the DVDs that we had, this episode actually comes before. But I just left it in this order because it doesn't hurt anything. Yeah.
Although, it feels like this episode maybe actually should come right after the Key to Vector Sigma because people are still confusing the Stunticons for Autobots.
Right.
Which is interesting, especially...
This is like the last
especially
time
if this
it happens.
does come this late afterwards.
Right.
Well, this is the last time we see the Stunticons.
Yeah, that's true.
And also the Autobots are a little bit obsessed with the Stunticons. And
yes.
the Stunticons are much weaker in previous episodes. So, I mean, they're much more easier to take out in this episode, to defeat.
Yeah, they don't have their invincibility in car mode.
Yeah, so maybe the invincibility is wearing off, so it's a good thing that this episode comes later, because maybe they've been smashing into things so much that they've,
Yeah, it would make sense for this to come right after Key to Vector Sigma, because the Autobots mobilize in full force.
Yeah.
And spread out.
We have to stop
They're
these
like,
guys.
we have got to stop them.
Yeah. But then that could also be that it's just they've been running rampant, spoiling the Autobots' good name for so long at this point that they're like, we got to stop these guys.
Right. They just finally decided to
I've had enough.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like they go and arrest them.
Yes.
It's not really like they,
They put him in Autobot jail.
This is the first time the Autobots have really done a full-on coordinated offensive against a very specific group of Decepticons. And got them.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't just, fight them until it's Decepticons retreat or anything. Yeah. It's like, we're putting them in jail.
Yeah, we are jailing these guys. We are taking prisoners of war in this episode.
Not just in like, oh yeah, we gotta like blow their tires and like run them off the road and then pick them up. They're pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Warpath punches out Dead End's his guts
painful.
Basically.
Yeah.
He pulls up on Dead End and then
back.
It's an insane finisher.
Yeah,
and
basically
in Prime,
he would have broken his spine.
Yeah, Optimus Prime does like a game of chicken with Motormaster.
Oh yeah,
and they do this weird like who is it, who survived, and the dust settles, and then it's like who could it be, and it's like 2 seconds of is it Optimus or is it Motormaster? Yeah. Oh, it's Optimus! I can't believe you did it! You did it! Yeah. It's so good! You won! You saved the day, Optimus! And it's like. All right, calm down, y'all.
I love that Motormaster's self-imposed rivalry with Optimus lives on.
Yes.
And it's just
He's
so
like,
funny.
we're going to find out who's king of the road. And then Optimus is like, sure, whatever, man.
Yeah, I love the idea that Motormaster is obsessed with beating Optimus Prime, and Optimus is like, who are you?
Yeah.
If I can
Motormaster's literally
Andor
like, you took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. Or if I can reference Andor season 2, just, who are you?
Who are you? But yeah, it's also cool how like the like first half of this episode is a bunch of little vignettes.
Yeah.
And we get to see a good bit of the Stunticon's personality, and by the Stunticons I mean Dead End.
I mean, Breakdown has several breakdowns.
He has several breakdowns. There's like a weird running gag that doesn't really get a big spotlight of that he constantly messes up words.
Yeah.
And as he predicted, and it only shows up like twice. Not enough to where you can pick up
really
on it unless you're looking for
episode.
it. Yeah. But Dead End's snide remarks are legendary.
Quite good. We'll get to those in the quotes section.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if we've mentioned it before, but sometimes there are mountains or islands in the background, at least sharp spires next to the Decepticon base that are rarely seen above water. And I've heard it suggested that maybe the docking tube thing goes up through one of those islands.
Oh, that could be.
But that's never really... I mean, you never see the islands around. Yeah. Because from underwater, it looks like the islands are poking up out of the water. But then once they show the docking tube above the water, they never show the islands.
Yeah, it could be argued that it's just a really close shot that you just never see anything surrounding it. Yeah. But... I don't know.
Oh, you were talking about the little vignette. I like that Dr. Lens guy is he's using his telescope to spy down the street.
Yeah. What is he looking for?
Yeah. What kind of Hitchcock film is this guy living in?
The security guards remarking about, wow, this is such a valuable ruby. This is the most valuable
it never
ruby.
Gets stolen.
Yeah, it's fun. I like trying to piece together like what in the world is a lens, a ruby, and then a thing all come together to make. Yeah. And then if you just think about it for like 5 seconds, then it's like, oh, it's some sort of laser thing.
Yeah.
But it's weird that the big mystery of this episode is like, what are they planning? What are those Decepticons up to? Enough to where, for the first time ever, the Autobots decide to do an espionage mission.
Yeah.
And we get wonderful camo paint.
Yeah.
Which is apparently, like, you get sprayed down, and then a hologram is projected over that layer of paint.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But because it changes their shape.
Yeah.
And then they can also alter their voices, which I imagine is just something that they can do.
I think they're just ventriloquists like that.
Maybe. Yeah. So somehow like the paint and the thing like maintains the hologram or something.
Yeah.
But then it just immediately wears off when they decide we don't want to be Stunticons anymore.
Right.
So maybe it is something they can turn on and off, but it would have been interesting if like Hound put little devices on them or something
That would
like
be
that.
more plausible. But
Yeah. But
I do like it's fun to watch the Autobots try to maintain their disguise.
yeah.
I like that for some reason Optimus just stays in vehicle mode the
Yeah.
whole time that
Yeah.
Megatron is like
See,
expositing
that would have
about his
made.
plan.
I think that would have made more sense is if they just redecoed their vehicle modes to look like him, because Optimus turns into a truck, so he's Menasor.
Yeah.
Not Menasor, Motormaster, right? You know, Windcharger is a similar vehicle to some of the Stunticons, also
Yeah.
similar size if you compare the toys.
Because it's such a bizarre selection of
It
bots
is.
to do this.
Yeah, actually, we get a lot of season 1 characters in this episode.
I guarantee you.
For some reason, I always feel like they all disappear by this point in the show. You know, but I guess that's just because I sometimes don't get to these episodes very
Right.
often. But I want to know, Hasbro, where are our Stunticon repainted Autobots?
Yes.
I mean, I guess they kind of already did that with Combiner Wars, where they started making Autobots out of Stunticon redecos. So it's kind of a reverse situation.
Yeah.
Speaking of the characters, I remember being kind of meh on this episode until being absolutely shocked by the Autobots being able to combine into Menasor.
Yeah, I was
not expecting that when I was a kid. I was
Right.
not expecting. I remember it happening in here, but
I didn't.
And
I
then
didn't remember this.
And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. When Windcharger gets to use the, Windcharger explains that he's using his magnetic abilities. It's like, oh, that's why Windcharger's here. Cool,
Yeah.
nice. And also, I want to bring up that this is an extremely rare instance of Generation 1 Mirage using holograms.
Ooh.
I'm going to get out Transformers Universe here. Which
The tome. The tome
yeah.
has returned.
If you don't remember, Transformers Universe is the character profile books put out by Marvel Comics, and I have
Bob Badansky himself.
I have the reprinted edition from the IDW collection of the original Marvel Comics. So Mirage, his abilities. Because normally we always think of Mirage as the guy who turns invisible, Hound as the guy who makes holograms, because that's what they do in the cartoon. I guess you could say turning invisible is an illusion, kind of.
Yes. It's projecting a hologram of nothing.
Well, of what's behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Active camo.
According to the abilities of the original Mirage profile, Mirage carries a rear-mounted electro-disruptor, which is able to interfere with circuitry and opponent by casting discrete packets of electrical charges at him. Hence, he never is situated where he seems to be when it is in use, and can even use the disruptor to give himself the illusion of a different physical appearance, which he can sustain for up to 6 minutes. All of this contributes to his effectiveness as an intelligence agent. He can also hit a screwhead dead center from 200 yards. I don't know why they all have some sort of like this is how accurate they are with a gun, and they can shoot tiny things from really far away.
Sharpshooting.
Although 200 yards is probably the smallest one we've read yet.
Yeah.
They're usually like 200 miles or something.
Right.
But anyway, his armor-piercing hunting rifle, it shoots liquid fuel-powered darts. Anyway, so yeah, in his original bio, he's not really described as being able to turn invisible, but I guess that using the electrical charges or whatever to create the illusions is how they got to him being invisible. But yeah, technically it sounds like he could also create holograms.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm pretty sure, the only episode in Generation 1 where he uses his ability to create holograms, being, Menosaur's armor and head.
Huh. Well, I'll be.
Yeah. And hands, I guess.
I gotta maintain this face.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's very funny that the whole episode builds up to what are they planning? What are these Decepticons up to?
Yeah.
And it's like, guess what? You're never going to believe this. It's a big stationary laser.
I feel weird that the Autobots ruined the biggest, most perfect Ruby in the world just for their dumb plan to find out what they were going to do. I mean, why didn't they just keep all of the components and just not let the Decepticons get them?
They specifically were like, okay, we're going to tamper with this priceless Ruby that they're normally really on top of preserving human artifacts and stuff like that. Like, I mean, they returned Abraham Lincoln to his chair.
Right. Anyway, I like that Starscream is immediately suspicious.
Yes,
and
a traitor knows a traitor.
in this order, in this playlist order, or whatever you want to call it, this is the first time he's back since Revenge of Bruticus.
Wow.
Which is only one episode that he's missing.
Yeah.
But in the other order, as suggested on the DVDs we had from Shout Factory, I think B.O.T might be the first time he comes back.
Weird.
Anyway, also flying Soundwave cassette deck mode.
Yes. This implies that in his Cybertronian mode he would be a street lamp and then just through the air.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
but yeah,
it's one of those silly, overcomplicated plans that just. It's an okay episode.
I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it. I remember you liked it as a kid too, and I was also kind of on it as a kid.
No, I liked this one.
But no,
I think it was the having to stay in disguise element of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun element.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
I think I enjoyed that element more than I did as a kid, though. I think I just liked the part where they're just beating up the Stunticons at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun, simple one, but I couldn't help but notice that this plays out almost the same way that Aerial Assault does, with like there's a mystery that they have to unravel about what the Decepticons are up to, and then sneak their way in.
Yeah.
With the aerial bots, being disassembled, and then this one disguising themselves as the Stunticons.
Yeah.
It's just like a few similar plot points,
and again, because of the order that we are discussing them in, you notice that more than when this episode comes before Revenge of Bruticus.
There was a lot of episodes that played out this way, like there
are
Trans Europe Express. Plays out
they
similarly.
Just use the same plot line with different set dressing.
Now, granted, it doesn't mean that any of them are bad because of that. It just means that they have similar plot beats. Like, I think they're all distinct enough from each other to be, good standalone stories.
Right.
But
all right.
Anyway,
let's take a short break and come back with our next episode. All right, we're back with B.O.T.
Sorry, B.O.T.
B.O.T.
When Bruticus is destroyed, Swindle sells his parts. Then he has to go collect them again to appease Megatron, who wants Bruticus intact to use a gravity gun to launch the moon out of orbit. But Brawl's personality component is taken by some high schooler. Actually, no, incorrect. College students.
No, they are high schoolers.
They're high schoolers?
Yes!
Why are they high schoolers?
Because they send a distress signal from the high school.
Oh my gosh.
Teletran 1 reports it as a high school. Jefferson Davis High School or something like that.
Yeah, it's apparently a reference to something.
Yeah.
But high schoolers that put it in a little science fair robot, and when it's taken back by Swindle, it allows the Autobots to listen in and prepare to thwart the Decepticons. Oh, also the little science robot goes on a rampage.
Oh, the first thing I want to say, because I didn't write it down as a note and I just thought of it. Brawl's personality component is not an Energon cube in this episode.
Physical.
We actually get to see what it specifically looks like.
It's a weird steampunk looking gauge readout.
It does. Yeah, it's so weird. It's just like a little... No, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a battery trickle charger.
Yes. Or like an airplane cockpit of some kind. Oh man. Okay.
Where do we start with this episode? All right, this is one of those episodes where It's not great, but it's really funny because there's just so much bizarre stuff going on.
This is a surreal episode.
It is.
This episode exists in a, like, you know, like the Feywild, where like anything goes because
You really
somebody
have
wills
no
it.
idea where this episode is going to go next.
It's absolutely jukes you every time. If you try to get a read on what's gonna happen next, this episode will just throw something else at you. But, like, okay. Bruticus... We have established that Bruticus is a global threat. Like, he is
Yes.
a international terrorist.
Yes.
And the Combaticons are as well. Very hard to take care of. Very hard to deal with. Defensor one-shots him?
He is packing heat.
He... Like, does he...
And
it's
what
just
a
his
metal line. Just call sanitation. There's junk all over the road.
Defensor, you're search and rescue. You're not supposed to kill people.
I love the idea, though, that Defensor just magically appears anything something goes wrong in his city.
He's very much
What were the Combaticons going to do anyway? Were they just going to wreck the city for fun?
well, they just walk around and start shooting stuff, and
They don't even say, we're going to take over this city or anything. They're just in the city and they're like, let's be Bruticus.
this simultaneously makes me hate Defensor and love him.
Yeah.
I hate it because he's just not at all developed whatsoever.
Yeah.
The Protectobots and Defensor are just nothing burgers.
Yeah.
But him just inexplicably showing up in full Defensor mode,
Yeah.
one-shotting Bruticus, dropping a cold line and then leaving, makes him feel like a Wild West gunslinger who's like, not in my town, you don't.
Yeah,
Like, he does not care about anything beyond his own city, but if you mess with his city, he's gonna mess you up.
I like that the Protectobots have their own base that feels like it was going to be a playset or something.
Yes.
But I find it very weird that it's easier to get in contact with the Autobots than it is with the Protectobots, who are
They're
supposed
local.
the Protectobots are supposed to be like, you know, presumably the Protectobots were created to deal with local
Disaster relief. and
disaster
threats.
relief so that the Autobots could focus on the war effort.
Yeah.
Right? So why did the Autobots get contacted first instead of the Protectobots?
Yeah.
Shouldn't they have... Because they're not listed in the phone book, the yellow pages.
The yellow pages.
For all you youngins out there, those were these books that had people's phone numbers in them before we had Google and all them TikTok nonsense. And you don't know what a VHS tape is. Yes, we do. Anyway,
Gandalf, what's going on? We're old.
I mean, okay, so you and I, we are kind of old compared to
guess
some
so.
of the kids. But anyway, because we grew up with VHS tapes and stuff. But anyway.
We're old, but we look as old as
I get
the snotty-nosed high schoolers.
Even so, I get kind of grumpy when people are like, oh, kids don't know what a VHS is. And it's like, number one, have you seen the 80s nostalgia wave that goes through? Like, all the kids are like, oh, retro tech. That's cool stuff there.
It's
you
90s
know?
now.
Okay, maybe a 5-year-old doesn't know what a VHS tape, but
obviously
anyway,
not.
We're getting way off subject, anyway. I remember Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago.
Okay, so...
Yeah, where were we?
Yeah, Defensor one-shots Bruticus.
Yes.
Somehow Swindle survives, completely unscathed.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to say. If the Protectobots are sort of a local level Autobot protection group, he says call sanitation. Is there an Autobot sanitation group? Maybe they're Redecos of the Protectobots?
Hey.
Maybe they're Junkions? I don't know.
I
It just
would
made
love-
me think of that episode in Animated with Wreck-Gar turning into a garbage truck.
I would love to see a Autobot group that is basically the cleanup force for the Avengers, like that company.
Oh, yeah.
That group that's specifically about repairing collateral damage from
yeah.
superhero fights. That'd be so good. Grapple should be on there. just to keep him humble.
I am an artist.
Um,
I mean, we have seen a couple of episodes, Countdown to Extinction and Desertion of the Dinobots. And we do see them fixing things sometimes.
But
Anyway.
yeah, so Swindle, being the sole survivor of his
Yes.
entire crew getting completely wiped out, and they're dead. Like,
Yeah.
they're not just blown apart.
He just assumes they're... Okay, his first thought is not, better get these guys fixed, because throughout
The first thing that he says when he talks to El Presidente is, I'm just looking for parts to fix my friends.
Oh, yeah.
But then he starts selling them.
Yeah, he sells off all the junk. How can I make money off this junk?
Apparently, El Presidente's price was too much because he said, of course, for you, Swindle, I'll do anything for a price.
Yeah.
And apparently his price was so ridiculously high that Swindle was like, honestly, it's better to just sell them.
Yeah. Because you know that they could be rebuilt. I mean, they are rebuilt and brought back to life in the same episode.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird that he sells off their organs.
Right.
You know? But it's interesting also that El Presidente's pricing on the Combaticon parts suggests that they also have Cybertron Tech cores, which is probably what he bought from him.
Yes.
But then he says the rest is junk, which reinforces that their extremities are made up of World War II parts.
Yeah.
As we discussed in our previous episode. And maybe that's why Bruticus was easily destroyed in this episode. He was just rusting.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe.
know. Also, this General Detective El Presidente, where do
Yes.
you think he's from?
Um,
Maybe he's Abdul Fakadi's relative.
I mean, I guess.
Okay,
sure.
look, Caucasian means...
Also, El Presidente is
yeah,
like
okay, that's fair.
that's like South American something.
Look, Swindle doesn't know what to call him.
Yeah.
But Caucasian means from the Caucasus Mountains, which is in the Middle East.
Right. Anyway,
All right.
but I do like how this is
Like I said, you don't know what to expect from this episode. It
Yes.
just gets...
It's cool seeing Swindle though.
Yes.
This is the Swindle episode.
Yes.
We
yeah,
get
this is
as
Swindle
much
spotlight
personality from
episode.
him as we'll get for the entire show. But
I mean, he does a similar thing in the one where Metroplex and Triptychon fight and actually have good animation.
oh
for
yeah,
once.
yeah, I forgot about that.
The first Aid episode,
Yes.
the only Protectobot to get any character development.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
get to that
it's
next
cool
scene.
seeing that he is a complete opportunist. He is
Yeah.
a war profiteer. He is not a Decepticon.
Yeah.
He's not an Autobot.
Yeah.
He's definitely he's a Combaticon, but he's honestly not a Combaticon.
Mm-hmm.
He's Swindle.
Yeah.
Like he's not an egomaniac either.
Yeah.
He's just ambitious when he's completely separate from Decepticon or Combaticon hierarchy.
Yeah.
When there's nobody watching him, he is completely about the hustle.
It is too bad that we don't get a bit where the other Combaticons are like, well, you sold our parts?
Yeah. They all kind of seem lobotomized at this point.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's he sells the bodies of his own team for profit without an ounce of remorse. He's got such a flippant line about Brawl's personality components.
I didn't think it would matter. He doesn't have much of a personality to begin with.
But yeah, it's like I love how this builds on Aerial Assault though, that he seems to have had this operation going on for long enough to have, you know, ties with black market arms dealers, dictators, and brokers who are all like, oh, my good friend Swindle.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's like he's got a whole side business going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also so funny that he sells the parts.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is a plot a plot entirely its own.
Yeah. But then they put a bomb in his head, and he has to go around the world somehow in 15 hours to recollect all the parts that have been... This could have been a whole comedy episode just on
Again,
Swindle.
Just the concept of him
This
selling
is a
the
whole
parts
episode
of the
in the first
Combaticon.
5 minutes of the
Yes.
episode.
He goes to Russia.
He goes around the world in 15 hours. Less than 15 hours. Because presumably the rest of the episode takes place in whatever's left of that 15 hours.
Again, this is like 3 episodes in one. And
He's like
swindle.
Captain Hook's ticking crocodile also for the
Yes.
rest of the episode with the because it's a ticking time bomb, not a digital clock.
It's just one part of 3 different parts of this episode.
Oh,
The second part,
wait, before you go on, what was he going to do with the money? Did they pay him in energy? Or was he
go to the gambling asteroid.
Yeah, maybe he was just trying to buy his way off of Earth to go to Monicus.
Go to
or something.
Monicus.
Okay. What's next?
Do we have to talk about him? Martin, Roland, and Elise.
You actually remember their names.
I had to.
Michelle, my wife, said that one of the high schoolers, I don't know which is which, he looks like Chucky, the evil doll.
What is going on with their outfits?
They both look like they're in their 30s.
They look like they're in their 30s. One dresses like the Doctor. Another one dresses like the adult version of Chucky.
Yeah.
And then Elise, I mean, I guess she kind of looks like
She's like
Carly's outfit.
Sometimes she's like, hey, let's go do this thing. She's kind of a knockoff of like Velma from Scooby-Doo, but
She's
also
like
mixed
Velma
with
and-
Arnold from the Magic School Bus.
She's Velma and Daphne mixed together, but just take the
All the
worst
worst parts.
possible personality parts of them, crank them up to 11, and then just...
And then
it's like, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for Elise. I think she's a good person,
yeah,
but... God,
she really wanted to help.
she just really wanted to help.
She just really wanted to know what that box did.
Honestly, she's just
What's in the box?
She's a good person, but just tumbles all over herself. And it's like, you feel bad, but at the same time, it's just like, get out of here. And then Martin and Roland.
Okay, somebody died from that laser
Somebody
prank.
definitely died from the laser prank.
If they can go through those books and out that window, somebody just walking through the courtyard outside the school just gets chopped in half.
Like, there's parts of Martin and Roland's, though, that I can't help but like, because there's a smarminess to them.
I like the
And
fact...
it's similar to like Dead End or Tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for those characters. But Dead End and Tracks have more personality
Yeah.
and, I don't know, charm, charisma to them.
Yeah, it's so
Blast Off as well falls into that category. Like, they're just mean, man.
I love the bit where 2 of the people on the team are actually doing work and one is just making up a name.
Yes.
That is, if that's not the perfect picture of a high school college group project.
It is 100% any group project.
Also, it's weird it's weird that we have so much screen time on these one-time humans without any of the main humans being in this episode.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were setting up season 2 part 2 where they were going to shift focus completely. Like, these were going to be the main humans of the Combiner Wars part of season 2 or something like that, and then we just get chopped off at this episode. I like them in this episode, but I'm so glad they didn't stick around.
Yes. They're fine as a one-off thing.
Yeah. I actually think that some of their bits are enjoyable.
There are a couple of bits that are pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
But, like, it feels like they were trying to go for a new trio.
Yeah.
And trying to set them up specifically for kid appeal, where, one, you have to think, okay, what makes a human protagonist? One, they represent a human element that the Transformers need. 2, they usually have some sort of understanding of technology or mechanics or something that applies to robotic beings that has a practical application.
Yeah.
And 3, they're around an age level to where they have independence, but not too much.
They're not too old for the intended audience, but they are like older or at least independent enough that they can go on these adventures.
Which, if you think about it, Spike and Sparkplug, working class, they, probably 20s for Spike.
Relatable, but also something you can look up to.
Carly, MIT, college. Yeah, it's high up.
very role model.
Yes. like that's a trio they're adults. You look up to them.
Yeah.
You relate to Spike. He's supposed to be a perspective
He's
character
like
for kids.
15-ish.
Yeah, he's like probably 18 or something like that.
Yeah.
To work on a oil rig.
Yeah, but he's not old enough to drive.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he just never got his license.
We've had this discussion before.
Yeah. But these three are high school. I thought they were college, but apparently they're high school. They have more of like hijinks oriented interactions with each other. It's more of like they're getting up to shenanigans. And yeah, it reeks of trying too hard though, because they're trying way too hard to make them as distinct as possible with like they look severely out of place.
Yeah.
Their personalities are mostly on the obnoxious side.
But in kind of
still
an entertaining way.
In a kind of entertaining way.
Yeah.
By the end of the episode, they definitely overstay their welcome. To me, at least. And
as far as just being in one episode, I find them entertaining just because it's one of those train wrecks that you can't look away from. You know, it's funny because it's a garbage fire.
Right.
You know?
I think it's mainly that they're mean-spirited to Elise. They kind of put her down a lot, even though she seems
she's just trying.
She's just trying. Like, you know.
She's a klutz, but she's trying.
Yes.
Like, I feel like the modern day, what do they call that? Like a girl failure or
hot mess.
Hot mess. Quirky klutz.
Quirky klutz.
Yeah. I feel like that archetype character is done a lot better nowadays. And it's just it's trying so hard to find its legs here.
Well, look at the Velma comparison. Velma she's a nerd.
Yeah.
But she's extremely smart. She's extremely self-assured. She knows what she's about and everything like that. She
might be, socially awkward or, kind of klutzy sometimes, but she's extremely competent.
Yeah, we really don't get anything from Elise.
This one, she tries.
Yeah.
But she is neither coordinated nor competent.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she is extremely competent.
Yes.
I mean, they built a robot.
Yeah.
They
These
built
kids
a
are
robot.
insane. But, like...
And they built a laser gun, a robot, and then reverse engineered a speaker to receive and transmit or something like that. I don't know what happened there.
I guess you could say that the reason why Martin and Roland are these weird, like, smug jerks is that they're genius level and that everything's beneath them.
Yeah.
So that's why they built a robot for the science fair.
Right.
It's natural talent that doesn't apply itself.
Yeah.
But like I could see there being potential character stuff with them.
Yeah.
That could work.
Yeah.
But why would you put them in this episode?
Well, because you need somebody to build a robot.
Yeah. I will say the one aspect of their characters that I do like is that they're a fresh, unexposed to the world of Transformers group of characters.
Yeah, it's neat to see Transformers from a new perspective.
Yeah, they see the Protectobots putting out a fire and are like, whoa, what's that? Like that. And they're like, oh, giant robots.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about... Granted, this is...
Yeah, they accidentally call the Autobots instead of the Protectobots.
Yeah, and they see Swindle and they're like, who's that? What is that thing?
We've never seen him before.
Yeah.
I love that line because it seems so much like they're like cataloging all of the Autobots,
right?
All the Transformers they see.
Try to keep track of them all.
They're like a Pokemon team or something, Gotta catalog them all.
It is very implausible though, considering that at this point we've had Transformers holidays.
I know, like it does.
They are celebrities.
Yeah,
we have had world-ending disasters.
It's
caused by the
impossible for
Transformers.
people not to know who the Transformers are.
Yeah.
But it is possible for them not to know who the Protectobots and Combaticons are because they only just started existing 2 episodes ago.
Exactly. But yeah, I get wanting to have new perspective characters.
Yeah.
Put a little more work into them.
Speaking of putting more work into, Megatron is still on that hydroelectric power trip.
Oh, yeah.
And this time he's going to move the moon out of the way so he can replace it with Soundwave's device, which we never see his device. And I can only assume that it is a Death Star or something to control the tides with. They're going to replace the moon with another moon. Maybe Moonbase 1 and 2. Maybe this is the birth of Moonbase 1 and 2. And they were going to move them from Cybertron to Earth to control the tides or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they just never did. So they just, because we never see Moonbase 1 and 2 before the movie. So maybe this is where they were being under construction.
Yeah, because to replace the moon,
Yeah.
you have to have something of equivalent size.
Right.
This would be the biggest thing that the Decepticons have ever built.
Yeah. Where is this
And
thing?
it's just out of nowhere that they're like...
I'm sure it's just another box that shoots a laser, though.
That's true.
Because that gravity beam is just a box that shoots a laser.
I will say, I absolutely love the orbit displacer. Again, it's just it's another purple turret.
Yeah.
But
it looks
this
like an
thing
old
sends
TV
people
camera.
flying.
Yes. I want to bring up that at the end of this episode, both Starscream and Bruticus are again sent to space.
Yes. The shot of Starscream just sailing over everybody's heads is so funny. Because it's not paired with a scream or anything. He's just like... whoosh.
I can only assume that it wears off at some point.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously they come back for the movie, but, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Or in the next episode, if we count Scramble City.
Let's
Talk
focus
about
on
the title character of this episode.
the Biotronic Operational Telecommunicator is so funny because it does none of those things.
I mean, it does communicate what Brawl is hearing to the kids.
Yes, but also no.
It does operate.
It operates, that's for sure.
It is electronic. I don't know about bio.
Biotronic?
Biotronic.
I guess it's in the form of a man. Sure. Why not? Okay. But this is a weird I have no mouth and I must scream situation for Brawl.
Do you think that the personality component just made Bot evil, or is it really Brawl awakening in yet a smaller, crappier body?
I think it's just Brawl like suddenly displaced into this horrible half-formed like Frankenstein body.
Yeah.
That is like, and probably most of what he was doing was like a panic response because he's literally Jesse from Toy Story 2. Yeah. I don't want to go into the box. No, don't pull me back in the box.
But he does Bot does pause when Elise tries to reason with him.
Yes.
Like, is that Brawl? Like, wait, what's going on here? Or is that Bot saying, oh, yes, you are my creator?
I'm pretty sure it's Brawl just kind of like... I always view body displacement for Transformers, especially if they're being put into like a different device, as sensory displacement. If you think about it, Bot is not built with Cybertronian parts.
Yeah.
Bot is built... Oh, wait, no, he is.
Well, no, the only Cybertronian part... Well, presumably, there could be other... No, because Brawl is completely put together except for the personality component.
That's right.
Because Swindle didn't think it would matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the only Cybertronian tech, presumably, is that personality component.
So this is built, when Starscream built the Combaticons, he's building it as a scientist from Cybertron. He's building it to process sensory information that Cybertronians are meant to process.
Yes.
Bot is not.
Yes.
It's essentially like putting the mind of a human, which functions off of neuroreceptors and brain capacity, that you take all of that and put it into an ant. It's putting software into hardware that is not built to process it.
Yes.
So if you think about it, Brawl suddenly being put into a device that is not meant to have the capacity to process all of the information that is required to be a fully functioning Cybertronian is probably like madness.
It's like trying to run Cyberpunk 2077 on a PC from the 90s.
On a Nintendo 64.
It's interesting that you bring that up because that's the same thing that you discussed in Autobot Spike. And this is the
Yes.
first time I'm realizing that Season 2 begins and ends with a brain transplant.
It does. Bot's way funnier than
Yeah,
Spike.
because that one plays hard into the horror aspect and the body horror aspect, and this
Yeah.
one's all about comedy.
Exactly.
Comedic body horror.
It's weird. It's weird because the circumstances of it are very horrific.
Yeah.
It is 100%. Brawl has no mouth and must scream.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have a mouth in his regular robot form, but still, he can talk.
Right.
But
All he
here,
says when he gets back in is,
yeah, like he physically doesn't talk when he's in the bot body.
yes.
Because I'm assuming they didn't. What? No, they did. They
Because
built.
he's a telecommunicator.
Yeah, he says Martin's name backwards,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and it's a little nasally voice, but he never says anything else the rest of the episode.
You're right. Very interesting.
But
Very interesting.
yeah, there is something so derpy about Bot.
I love him.
He's so stupid.
He's round.
He's just a stupid little guy.
He's angry friend shaped.
Yeah.
I love him. The cute little wave at the end before he explodes.
He's like, bye.
I love Bot. Hasbro should include it with the inevitable Legacy Brawl figure.
There was apparently a brief image of Bot 2. In that when Martin, Roland, and Elise go to college, they rebuild Bot. And he has a big 2 on his chest.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hang on. I need to look at this. I'm going to TF Wiki. Here come dat boy.
Here come that boy.
An absolute unit. Explodes. Oh, no. Oh, apparently he's in Transformers Animated as burger ordering thingamajig. Bot 2. There he is.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Bot 2. Oh, it's like a Roman numeral 2. Oh my gosh.
He's amazing.
They've grown up.
It's like a wrestling badge.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. I love that. I've never heard it. What? Where's this from? Shopping at the Dark Bazaar. What is this? Oh, it's a Japanese thing. Of course it is. The Combaticons host an arms trading market at their base. What is Unite Warriors Offshot? Okay, cool. So that's one of those Japanese comic book or story panel things. Oh yeah, speaking of, the Combaticons have their own base.
Yes.
I like that the Combiner teams have their own bases.
Yeah, so
which kind of plays into what we'll be talking about when we discuss the next episode.
yeah. So far we have Combaticons. They have like a crater with a couple of different embattlements in it, which makes sense for them.
It's very Cobra.
They're entrenched. They're about like, defense, or not defense, but they're about like armored warfare.
Right.
So it makes sense that they'd have a very grounded base.
Right.
Protectobots, they're stationed throughout the city. They have a designated base, but they're also like, they come out of like carports and stuff like that. They're city based.
Yeah.
Aerial bots just stay at the Ark.
Yeah.
Stunticons are like nomads, I guess.
Yeah,
They just
probably
drive
They're
around.
the biker gang from Mad Max.
Yes. And then Constructicons have like temporary bases. They always set up like a base around whatever they're building.
Yeah.
So I guess they're basically just a construction company that lives at the job site.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool that each combiner has its own base. Its own separate base.
Yeah.
Really drives home that they are distinct entities when it comes to organization.
Okay, a couple other things I want to say is that once again we get some season 1 Autobots, some deep pulls like Gears, and we get to see Ironhide and Bumblebee in this one also.
Yeah, a nice little last hurrah.
I love the strategy of just wait until the force field turns off to shoot again.
Yes.
Which is similar to his strategy, Megatron's strategy with the Dinobots. Shoot them in their robot mode.
It only lasts like 10 seconds or something
I know,
like
it's such
that.
a short force field. But Defensor is really overpowered. He can one shot Bruticus, and he
Make
can
an
make
impenetrable
force field.
shield.
Yeah. Okay. We mentioned that this capstones, or the capstones of season 2, it begins and ends with a brain transplant.
Yes.
But this episode also pays off a gag I did not realize until this viewing was being set up the entire first half of season 2.
What?
And that's the funny, it's staged as... Okay, you know how there's several episodes where somebody, at the end of the episode, somebody tells a joke and then everybody laughs and the episode ends.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, good thing we defeated the Decepticons. Insert joke here. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
This episode, the ending is staged as one of those. It's a funny, it's staged as everybody he laughs ending. But then nobody laughs.
Yeah.
And that's the joke. Is that nobody laughed at the jokes. That's how junky these high schoolers are, is that none of the Autobots laugh at their joke as they leave.
Maybe the real theme of season 2 is that there is no punchline. It's you. You are the punchline.
If you made it this far, you watched past Revenge of Bruticus at
You
your
are
own
the
will.
joke.
I don't know.
No, they straight up kidnap Elise. Why do they do this? Against her will.
Yeah.
And nobody stops them.
Even Michelle was like, wait, that's it?
Yeah.
That's the final episode of season 2? And I'm like, yeah. As the final episode, it's very odd and disappointing.
Yes.
But as just a random episode, it's not bad. It's even enjoyable in its dorkiness and just absolute off-the-wall random nonsense.
I don't think there's a better word to describe this episode.
I like this episode.
Is dorky. It's a very dorky episode.
I like this episode.
Yes.
Is it a great episode? No. But I like it.
This is such a...
Is it a great season finale? No.
It really hurt my brain to watch this episode.
Yeah. But once again, like, I understand why they needed some more episodes after Revenge of Bruticus, because you gotta show off some more about the Combaticons. You gotta show off the Combiners a little bit more.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they actually did that with Defensor.
Yeah.
Oh, man. To quote TF Wiki's running gag throughout their article on this, arg.
And with that, let's take a short break to recover our brains and personality components.
We're gonna sweep them up off of the ground.
I didn't think they would matter.
Yeah, you're right. They're worthless.
All right, and we're back with Scramble City Mobilization, the Japanese OVA.
Ooh.
And if anybody doesn't know what an OVA is, it stands for Original Video Animation, and as I understand it, they were created in Japan as exclusives for rental stores or home purchase.
Is that where they got distributed at?
Yes, rental stores. They would be VHS or Laserdisc or something, and at the time you could rent them for the cheap price of $100.
Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, video rental in the United States when it first came out was extremely expensive as well. But anyway, they got cheaper as it went along, as technology does. Anyway, so this was produced for the Japanese market exclusively. Like we mentioned, it never aired or has had an official release in its entirety in the United States. So technically isn't part of the Generation 1 continuity unless you are using the Japanese Generation 1 continuity. But presumably, continuity-wise, it goes right here at the end of Season 2.
Which makes the most sense.
Before the movie, because of the characters that are in it.
Yeah.
That is why I placed it here. However, in Japan, they never got the movie until like a year after they got Season 3.
Yeah.
This is just wild because it was produced primarily by Japanese studios. Anyway, that's a whole can of worms. Check it out on
TF. This is like a weird little artifact.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly 100% sure on how it, in the Japanese market would have specifically been, if it was specifically designed to bridge the gap between season 2 and 3, or if it came out later or sooner, or, I'm not 100% on that. But anyway, synopsis. Ultra Magnus commands the secret construction of Scramble City on Earth. Soundwave's cassettes discover this, and Megatron sends all of his combiner teams to destroy it. Optimus Prime leads the Autobot combiner teams to the defense of the city. But then Scramble City transforms into Metroplex, the biggest Autobot! And then Trypticon shows up! The end. Yeah, this episode ends on a cliffhanger that is not resolved because there was never an official part 2.
It apparently unofficially had a stop motion part 2.
So mostly those stop motions are part of toy commercials that are kind of just recaps of what happened in this, more or less. Although Ultra Magnus fights Galvatron, so I don't really know how that fits into this episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, there is a fan animated part 2.
Cool.
That has John Bailey as Optimus Prime.
No way.
Yeah, it's from 20 years ago or something. It looks like it's made in Flash animation or something.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest, but cool for trying and doing something like
A for
that.
effort.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
So
anyway,
a lot of times people will bring up that Transformers is, and a lot of 80s cartoons like it.
Yeah.
From Hasbro are just glorified toy commercials.
Yes.
Which they are.
Yeah.
But they do have good stories to them. This one is a glorified toy commercial.
This episode is basically just a toy
very
commercial.
much.
Because the basic plot is just send more waves of dudes at this thing. It's just a progression.
Send dudes. Send what? Send dudes. We're losing.
Yeah. No, it's like... Okay, the core concept of the Decepticons trying to infiltrate to learn the Autobots' secret base, and then destroy it.
Turning the last...
That is a good...
turning the plot of the last 2 episodes on its head and having the Decepticons find out, what are they planning?
Right. I like the basic plot, but in execution, it's just wave after wave of guys show up in this canyon and fight, and then just what is this? The Battle of Thermopylae?
Nondescript canyon. It very much feels like take your action figures and slam them into each other.
Yeah.
But
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
If that's what you're here for, cool robot action, we got it. You know? And also, we've talked about it before, but gosh, they had such a killer theme song.
Break up.
Is it Break Up? I thought it was Wake Up.
Oh, okay.
Because the Autobots are waking up
My
from their
subtitles
4 million...
listed it as Break Up.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Oh, did you watch the subtitled with Japanese
yes, I did.
characters? Or... Because I watched it once with the Japanese names, Convoy instead of Optimus.
Yeah.
I watched it again with the American name, so the subtitles used Optimus.
Yeah, I watched it with the Japanese names.
Okay.
So Destrons. What are the Autobots called?
Cybertrons.
The Cybertrons.
Yeah, very not confusing at all.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really cool seeing this little recap that they do of G1. But it has the Japanese sound effects that they use in the Takara trilogy, like Headmasters, Master Force, Victory.
Yeah.
I'm having cross nostalgia.
I know
with
it's so strange hearing the Japanese voice actors for these characters because we watched Generation 1 in English obviously, and then Headmasters, Master Force, Victory in Japanese. So we're used to that part of Generation 1 Japanese stuff, you know, and then this part being American stuff. So it's that intersection in this episode is so interesting.
Right.
I like some of the voice actors for the
Yeah, they
the
have different
characters,
modulation on their
Although
voices
the
as well.
Decepticons sound like they're underwater.
They do.
Which, I mean,
I
their
kinda
base
don't
is
mind it.
underwater.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
It's hard to understand them, though. Not that I speak Japanese, but I imagine if I did,
it sounds
would be
very
hard to
garbled.
understand what they're saying. It's also interesting hearing Generation 1 music with the Japanese voices instead of Headmaster music. Like
Yeah.
you were saying about them using the Headmaster sound effects and stuff. Oh, there's also original music when the Combaticons show up, and I think it's the same, or it might be a different track, but there's also original music when Trypticon arrives. It's pretty cool.
No, I like it.
Still wasn't Mecha Godzilla's theme, but, you know, it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the recap. One more thing about the recap. It's interesting that it recaps More Than Meets the Eye Part 1 and the Master Builders.
Yeah.
I guess it's just getting the concept like this. If this is your first Transformers thing, just renting this for an exorbitant amount of money instead of seeing it on
the
TV.
whole origin.
You get the origin of the Transformers, and you get set up for, Devastator. You get the concept of combiners.
Yeah.
Also, the Decepticon base also has spires behind it in this episode as well. But we actually get to see the docking tower as a separate item in this shot. So
Pretty neat.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Scramble City.
Yes.
As a concept. What is it? It's a big it's a big metroplex, but at first it looks like just an underground city. And they say that it's specifically being built for the development of more combiners.
Yeah, so maybe that's where the Protectobots came from.
I would like to think so.
I assume that Ultra Magnus was summoned from wherever he was in space to oversee this project, and it's just been going on in the background of season 2 for a while.
Which would explain a lot of Spike and Carly and Chip and Sparkplug's various absences that they have in season 2.
Yeah, because they are all shown working on this, and I think this is the only episode where all 4 of them are in one episode together.
Yes, definitely the first time that Carly and Chip are in the same episode.
Yep.
Even though it's literally like a 1 second shot.
This is also the first appearance in our chronological order of placing this here. This is the first appearance of Ultra Magnus, Ratbat, and the Autobot cassettes.
Yes, I like the little like defense of Scramble City.
Yeah. It starts out with because Ratbat actually gets in, but the other cassettes are chasing each other around.
Yeah. This also has a lot of good moments of eye glows of intrigue.
Ah, yes. Something that's prevalent throughout
and then it's
Japanese Generation 1.
Yeah.
But also just Generation 1 in general. Megatron used to do that a lot in season 1.
Yeah. I do like that the Constructicons show up and it's Devastator.
Yeah.
And they say that it was
Wave 1 is Starscream and Devastator.
Yeah. But they say that Metroplex was specifically built to combat Devastator.
Really?
Like they
catch
say that
one.
After the appearance of Devastator, they started making Metroplex to make more combiners to combat Devastator.
Interesting.
So this has been going on for a while, which explains a lot. I mean, you don't just build a giant...
Except that we see the other combiners being created by Vector Sigma.
Exactly.
I can only imagine that the Protectobots were the only ones that were built here.
Right.
Whereas the Aerial Bots
But,
were...
like, it still makes sense that you have the Aerial Bots who were immaculate conception, basically. But the Aerial Bots, the Stunticons, the Combaticons, they were all built.
Yeah.
Defensor, we don't have a clue.
You're right.
So it makes sense that after all this time, they finally developed a way to create a combiner.
Yeah.
Just build one, like a Dinobot, basically.
Yeah.
And also give them all individual personalities that are fully higher functioning.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is cool, though, to see Devastator actually be a threat instead of just kind of sidelined.
Yeah.
By, like, season 2 is very much, look at the cool new combiner toys, buy them. So you don't want to constantly be showing off Devastator, where it's like, kids already bought them.
Yeah. Well, I do like how they use Devastator for the power scaling in Starscream's brigade, where Bruticus takes down Devastator.
Yes. They kind of suffer from the Superman effect of like have him show up just so that he can get beat.
Yeah.
To show, oh man, this guy must be really tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have like a pretty clear as like the enemy waves coming in.
Right.
There's
Because
a pretty clear.
First is the cassettes, they infiltrate. Then it's Starscream and Devastator, and then or the jets and Devastator, and then the Autobot jets, aerial bots show up and beat Devastator. Then Menasor shows up and beats the aerial bots. And then Bruticus shows up and beats the aerial bots some more, and then Defensor shows up to one-shot them, but doesn't really get, as usual, doesn't get to do anything before Metroplex shows up and scares everybody away.
No, and
then Trypticon shows up. And then the episode ends.
There's a clear power progression of Devastator is beaten by aerial bots. Aerial bots are beaten by Menasor. Menasor is beaten by Bruticus. Bruticus is beaten by Defensor. And
it's like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. And then Trypticon and Metroplex, we don't have a good power scaling for them yet, but usually Metroplex beats Trypticon.
Well, because good guy always wins.
Yeah.
But something introduced in here for the combiners is the Scramble power.
Very, very cool.
I love the Scramble power.
I'm surprised
basically
they didn't
what it is,
do this in the season 2.
I know, it's such a wasted opportunity. It's totally Japanese thing to come up with too, super robot type of thing. But basically the concept is they can swap their limbs around for different powers and effects.
Yes.
However, if you overthink it, it just means that 2 of the limbs are more powerful than the other 2 limbs. Like, so, you swap the limbs, 2 of them go on the bottom, and he can run faster. But then you put those on the top, and he can punch harder. But what does that mean? What does that say about the other 2 limbs? That they're just placeholders?
I imagine speed. Like, one sacrifices speed for offense, and then the other one sacrifices offense for speed.
Yeah, I would think that, like, one is, like, power and one is speed or something.
Yeah.
So, like, if you've got the fast legs on, you can run fast and hit hard. If you switch that, you are immovable and can punch really fast.
Yeah.
That would be a cool power-up for, like, a video game or something, some sort of strategy game.
But then, like, the weird little thing where they start getting confused and then miss a leg.
I love that.
And then Menasor shoots one of his to, like, corrupt the leg port.
I love the idea of infecting a combiner with an enemy limb.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Even if it's not, like...
I love it.
Even
though he just gets shot off by it.
Yeah, like... It can be interpreted either way as like, oh, they're incompatible, so it starts like corrupting.
Yeah.
Or it's just the dude landing and becoming the leg and then refusing to move.
Yeah. It could be that exactly that. He's either like...
It's like, dude, get off. Nuh-uh.
He's either backfeeding into the combiner, or because it looks like it's causing Superion pain.
Yeah.
But it's also like he might just be like, why won't this leg move?
Right.
But yeah, anyway. Is this the first time we see all 4 combiner teams, Scramble City combiner teams together in one episode?
I think so. There might have been
It's too bad that Devastator's not there longer, because then we could have had all 5 combiner teams together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah,
I also love seeing Optimus and Ultra Magnus working together pre-movie, so it kind of sets up their relationship. He always like, Ultra Magnus, my old friend.
Yeah.
You're going to be the leader now.
I've always loved Ultra Magnus being a periphery leader.
Yeah.
He's equivalent to Optimus, but he's still under Optimus.
Yes.
But he leads kind of like his own divisions.
Right. And I like, and they follow this up in season 3 and somewhat in Headmasters, where he is kind of a managerial paperwork leader sort of guy.
Yeah.
He can take care of
He's an administrator.
Administrator type of guy. He can take care of city planning and defense structures and organizing that sort of thing, and that's why he isn't able to be the dynamic leader that they need him to be in the movie and in season 3. That's why Hot Rod has to become the leader.
Yeah.
is because he's got to have that dynamic quality that Optimus had, that, Ultra Magnus,
That it factor.
because I've always wondered, because Ultra Magnus is presented as like a competent leader and mentor figure in season 3. Why is he so incompetent in the movie?
Right.
And if he's so incompetent in the movie, why does Optimus choose him, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's just because that his style of leadership is not suited to the role that they needed him for.
Right. It's someone who's good at their job. Like, say, a manager.
Yeah.
Being promoted to, like, company head.
Yeah.
A manager can be really good at managing teams, getting job done, and being extremely devoted and to what the company is about and everything like that. But that doesn't necessarily translate to running a business. Like, if you just upgrade someone promote someone into running the whole show.
Yeah.
Just based off of like, well, they've been here the longest and they're the most experienced.
Yeah.
And they're good at what they do.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be good at what you want them to do.
Right.
Like, so I always viewed Ultra Magnus as that, is that he's got the capability of running the show. He just can't do it well.
Yeah.
And he crumbles under pressure.
Yeah, but then also, like, well, we'll talk more about Hot Rod's leadership when we get to season 3.
I think Hot Rod is all talent and no application. He's got the pure charismatic factor to leadership, but he's just tired, man.
I can't wait to talk about his character arc in season 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
Metroplex and Trypticon, they really sell the scale of these guys. They are ginormous.
I just wish there was some more of that good, juicy anime detail in them that really, because there's some artwork of Metroplex and Trypticon that is like promotional art, or
They got greebles at the wazoo.
yeah, from Japan, that it just looks magnificent. And I wish that
Oozes
some of that
detail.
was in this episode as well. It does the scale way better than Five Faces of Darkness.
Yes. There's the one shot where Metroplex is rolling to the battle, and you see just the size of his wheels
tiny little
compared
trees,
to the
yeah.
tiny little trees.
Yeah.
He's enormous.
Yeah. Oh, and also that, for some reason, I used to think that where he comes from is the top of the Autobot volcano.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's
a totally different
It's a different
location.
mountain. Yeah, it is a different location.
It's like, yeah, I could see this being like the... It
because
honestly
they go
reminds me
from
of...
they show the arc at one point, and they go from there to intercept the Decepticons on the way to Scramble City.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Autobot base from Transformers Cybertron.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like in a mountainside.
Yeah, and they move stuff around to get out of
Yeah,
it.
and it
stuff.
feels very much like, oh yeah, you could have a status quo series of episodes where it's like, all right, Scramble City, mobilize.
I found a clip recently on YouTube from a Super Robot show that I think probably inspired the launch sequence from Transformers Cybertron.
Really?
I just don't know what it was called.
That's the way they go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that Metroplex and Trypticon are basically a nuclear arms race.
Yeah,
They
pretty
are
much.
advancing the Combiner War escalation into a new field of like, we don't just need guys who are tall.
Yeah.
We don't need 4 guys or 5 guys mixing into one big guy.
Yeah.
We need the biggest guy.
It really is. This whole episode is just an arms race.
Yeah.
Just
Which, like, where
do you think?
If you think about it, Omega Supreme was probably the Kickstarter to that. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
The Decepticons don't have an answer for that.
Yeah. Well, Devastator is the answer to that.
Yeah.
In The Secret of Omega Supreme, that's why they combine into Devastators to defeat Omega Supreme.
But I guess what I'm saying is that Omega Supreme is the first one he's a big guy, but he's just one guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't need 5 other guys.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So I imagine the logic here is that, like, for the Decepticons is 5 people, too much personality.
Yeah.
They're too wild. They're too out of control.
Yeah.
We just need one simple dude that is easy to control. And then they looked at the Dinobots and were like, well, they're pretty simple. Let's go with the dinosaur.
Well, what's
Which
funny?
that works out
Did you
perfectly
catch
for them.
his name in Japanese?
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
He's the verb of dinosaur. To dinosaur. When one dinosaurs.
I love comparing the Japanese and American names because they're both just absolutely nuts.
I've really loved
when you read the Japanese names at first you think, huh, that's weird, and then if you take a second to think about the American names, they're also very weird.
Very on the nose. I'm a big fan of Destrons for Decepticons because it's more of like destroyers.
Right. Leans into their evil side.
I like Emperor of Destruction.
Yeah.
Classic. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's not much to this episode.
Yeah.
It's mostly just snazzy fight scenes between combiners and then a cliffhanger.
But if you'll allow me a moment,
okay,
we get to theorize about how this wrecks continuity.
Oh boy.
All right, so when does this take place? Is it right at the end of season 2 or somewhere in the 20-year time gap? What do you think?
I would say near the end of season 2. I don't think it's like right after. I think it's like maybe give it a year.
As we discussed with Jonah when we were discussing Starscream's miscalculation in the Decepticon Raider and King Arthur's Court, it's possible that season 2 is not completely set in 1985. It could be stretching out. This would be a retcon. It could be stretching out across the 20 years.
Yeah.
But anyway. It seems that Ultra Magnus was called to Earth to assist with the construction of Metroplex. I already discussed that.
Yeah.
In Five Faces of Darkness, Metroplex is confirmed to be part of Autobot City. So it seems like a lead up to the construction of that bigger fortress.
Okay.
So that fits in pretty well, right? But what about Trypticon? In Five Faces of Darkness, Trypticon doesn't exist yet. They build him for the first time.
Yeah.
Or do they? Here's my theory.
Okay.
Metroplex defeats Trypticon after the end of this episode, right?
Yeah.
Metroplex defeats Trypticon because of course he does. But he totally scraps him, destroying him entirely.
Like rips him apart.
Yeah. In order to keep Megatron from using him again, the Autobots disassemble Trypticon and build a human city on top of it.
Why?
Because it's a human city in Five Faces of Darkness.
Oh, okay.
And then they go on to install Metroplex inside Autobot City, slowly bringing up more Autobots to man the city, right? Because they've already got enough Autobots in the Ark. Now they're arming the city.
Yeah.
This drives away Megatron, who, after this defeat, he shifts his strategy towards total domination of Cybertron, as we see at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Where he already kind of has total domination of Cybertron through Shockwave, but
But it's like.
But at the beginning of the movie, it's like they've fortified Cybertron as the Decepticons' place.
Shockwave being the leader of Cybertron is basically like planting a flag on a hill and being like, I'm the last man standing. That means I won the war.
Right. But with like the female Autobots and whoever else is on Cybertron, the season 3 characters maybe. Anyway. So, of course, as stated in Five Faces of Darkness, Metroplex's transformation cog is damaged in the Battle of Autobot City. That's why he never transforms in the movie. Then, and for some reason he has an orange paint job.
Yeah.
Then, in Five Faces of Darkness, with all the distractions and support from the Quintessons, the Constructicons are finally able to sneak back into the city that once was Trypticon and are able to revive Trypticon, something that they haven't been able to do up to this point because they were afraid of Autobot City and they were focused on turning Cybertron into their fortress, right? So when one of the Constructicons shouts, "Trypticon lives!" what he means, it's like, again. It's back.
Okay.
Trypticon lives again.
He has returned.
Yeah, he has returned. So that's how I kind of, fit this into the continuity of Trypticon being built for the first time in Five Faces of Darkness.
I'll be honest, I totally forgot that he was built underneath a human city.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good catch.
Yeah, same sort of thing with like
They imprisoned him under a human city. This sounds like a D&D campaign of some kind.
Right?
Wild.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's all I gotta say about this episode.
Yeah, it's
fine.
It's a toy commercial. Like,
yeah. It's got a few cool concepts, and brings up some interesting theory crafting. I think my favorite part of this, though, is getting to see Ultra Magnus before the movie.
Yes, definitely.
Just kind of have that little extra connective tissue.
Yeah. It's good seeing a little bit of a tie between season 2 and season 3.
Right.
In some way.
Yeah. All right. With that, we will take a short break and come back with our segments. And we're back with best quotes and weird robot lingo. Noteworthy one-liners, dialogue, or weird robot versions of idioms.
Right. Aerial assault. I quote this one quite a bit. Buy my rugs. Very, very good. Very, very cheap. From the random market guy at the beginning of the episode.
I like the guy who kicks the car, it falls apart, and then he just says, "No problem."
We can, in fact, fix this. No one speaks to me like that. Yeah. Jamal foreshadowing his fate.
Yeah. Look lively, you sons of dust devils.
That's a pretty cool line.
I like that.
No matter.
I should call people that more often.
Yeah. Son of a dust devil. No matter what you are made of, you'll always be a Rolls Royce to me. That's actually really wholesome.
I like that.
I really like that line.
We didn't talk about it enough, but the fact that Slingshot has a Rolls-Royce radiator as his chest chest piece, and that it just magically turns into his chest sometimes.
Yeah.
Which makes me, again, brings me back to munching jets for lunch, is that when they add it to themselves, maybe it just absorbs into their cyber technology. But then he can also spit it back out sometimes.
I like to think that he kept that.
Yeah. I've seen mod kits for the new Slingshot toy. That,
cool.
Is the radiator.
That's fun.
All right, Masquerade. Those Stunticons are crazy. I don't remember who says this because I forgot to write it down.
Yeah. A near miss deserves a few near missiles. I don't remember who said that either.
That's Inferno. It goes with the next one. He says,
"Oh, okay.
I'll probably heat myself in the morning." Inferno being the pun guy.
Okay, why does he put the fire out on Breakdown?
I don't know. That's
just
his
being
instinct.
a good guy, I guess. Okay.
He's suffered enough.
Oh, I love this one. A flying car. How droll. Dead end.
That's the line that lives in my head rent free.
I love that line so much.
How mortifying.
The word breakdown is mortifying. My sentiments exactly. The delivery on that was so good.
As I predicted. Breakdown.
I wish that was a more recurring thing. Him saying his word, getting his words mixed up.
Poor Breakdown. He just Vector Sigma's like, and I'm going to give this one severe anxiety.
Yeah. We be fine.
Grapple's just like, we be fine. What is that delivery, Grapple?
Perhaps when Autobot HQ is gone, someone will put up a memorial parking lot.
Megatron with the great zingers.
I love his near to planned completion zingers.
For being kind of a meh episode, Masquerade has a lot of memorable lines.
It's a lot of gizmos.
All right.
Bot. I'm sorry. Bot.
B.O.T. Call sanitation. There's junk all over the road.
It's high noon.
Defensor.
It's not my fault, Megatron. This greed is built into my personality components.
Soundwave is placing a bomb inside your head.
That was the point of the episode where I was just like, what? I couldn't find Brawl's personality component. I didn't think it would matter.
Martin backwards apparently equals Nitraren.
Nitrarium.
Not Nitram. Nitraren.
I gotta admit, that is actually a really good joke.
I must have put something in backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of their better jokes.
Listen, you biological blob. Tell me where it is, or be the first man in the moon. Very, very exhausted Swindle.
Mighty funny name for a defense establishment.
I'll melt you down for scrap plutonium.
Apparently,
an essential metal.
Essential metal. Scramble City. It's kind of interesting when you're watching the Japanese ones with English subtitles. It depends on who's doing the subtitling, what kind of quotes you're going to get from it, unless you're a native, or a native Japanese speaker or just somebody who speaks Japanese. Anyway, but even without subtitles, I love the way Optimus goes, "Oh!"
Yeah, he's always, they use the same frame, but he's like looking to the right and going, "Ooh." And then looking to the left and going, "Ooh."
And then later when he says, "Oh, the enemy has the same combiner technology."
Yeah.
And then Megatron, "You failed? You stupid fool!" And then the narrator narrates everything.
This is
apparently
paced,
that's just the way it is in the Japanese G1 cartoon.
This is paced very much like a Dragon Ball episode where it's just like, or a One Piece episode where it's like a narrator who's like, "At last, we now see the true form of this person, but what will it be like? Tune in next time."
Right. In here it says, "This is it. The Combiner Metasaur."
Yeah.
And later he says, "This is it. The whole picture of what Scramble City is. A super futuristic city."
There's a lot of describing what is happening.
Yeah. But I love the aerial bots arguing about, "Aren't you supposed to be the right leg? This is too complicated."
They just get confused. It's not because
I love
anything gets
that.
in the way.
That was funny.
Oh, man.
And then Megatron just being like, "Are you astounded, Optimus?"
He's like, "Be amazed."
All right, next segment. Favorite characters in this batch of episodes. Mention who and why.
Jeez. Part of me wants to say Bot. It's purely his little wave.
Yes,
that he does before his imminent demise.
Absolute redeeming wave. As far as actual characters, probably Swindle.
Dead End. Also is high up there. Yeah. Jamal is a pretty good character. Yeah. I'd probably say Dead End though. I'm a sucker for the snide ones.
Yeah, I like Swindle. Swindle's one of my favorite characters.
I really do like Swindle.
All right, next segment. This is your segment.
Oh, okay. Magic Slidey Hand Tech. Any notable gadgets Transformers pull out of their various body parts? Camouflage paint is a fun little one from Masquerade. Just a neat little gizmo. Groove has supplanted Ironhide as having liquid nitrogen as a hand nozzle. Ironhide instead trades his in for lead. Why does he have lead? Why is it a liquid?
It's a payoff for that time that Gears said Ironhide's carrying too much lead in his caboose.
He's like, "Fine, I'll get rid of it." Immediate weight loss program.
He actually is carrying liquid lead around with him.
Just Bot as a whole, weird little tubby gizmo guy.
Maybe Ironhide's an alchemist and he just creates lead.
Maybe.
And he's the Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. It brings a whole new meaning to it. Yeah. He is literally made of metal. The Orbit Disruptor, yet another turret. Mm-hmm. And Wheeljack has a gyro inhibitor, but it's different from the last time.
Slingshot has a wrist antenna. Megatron has a wrist communicator. Slingshot can apparently just blow himself up.
Apparently.
Slingshot has a tow cable.
Sphinx tentacles.
The Sphinx has tentacle hair. Hound can scan memories with holograms, apparently. Liquid nitrogen funnel on. Oh, I already said that. Or you already said that.
Yeah.
And that wheel jacks, gyro inhibitor. Okay, yeah. What? There are some drones and an anvil in Scramble City that I've never seen anywhere else.
Huh. And then Optimus has a Riscom.
Optimus has a Riscom in Scramble City. All right, favorite errors. Any noteworthy animation, sound design, or lore mistakes? In Aerial Assault, there is a audio error where it just cuts off the end of Onslaught's words and the beginning of Blastoff's words. So it comes out like, so I can blast him into a blink!
Oh, blur.
Night and form Bruticus. There's a frozen explosion in the canyon. Frozen rumble and frenzy. Here's a little story error. Did Hassan really rebuild 2 whole aerial bots all by himself?
He's just that good.
I guess. There's a lot of people talking out of the wrong mouths. It shows the broken console when it's supposed to be a fixed console.
Yeah.
And where was Fireflight?
He's unimportant.
I guess. It's just off in La La Land. I kind of like that, though, that he's like off on his own mission somewhere else and had to catch up. Okay, Masquerade. The world's largest, biggest, perfect ruby as they stare at the small one next to a much larger one.
Yes. The other one was imperfect.
Okay, this one I had to bring up. Real Minosaur. Oh, I'm sorry. Real Minosaur has special powers. Yes, powers to destroy. And then he just shoots lasers out of his wrists.
Yep.
But it gets worse than that. Minosaur does not have any special powers.
The tome has spoken.
Yes, going back to Transformers Universe, in Minosaur's profile, under his abilities, it says Minosaur has tremendous strength. Okay, we already knew that. That's not really a special power.
Yeah.
He can punch with a force of 140 tons. His armor is nearly impervious to all but the most powerful artillery. I guess that kind of goes with the Stunticon's invincibility, but I wouldn't call that a special power to destroy. He uses Motormaster's Cyclone Gun to blow through Autobot barriers and carries a silver sword to slice through whatever's left. Okay, he uses Motormaster's gun, and he has a sword. What special powers?
Yep.
Anyway. And then Optimus saying, now that Megatron knows the danger of such a weapon, I doubt he'll try it again. And he does every episode. he retries the same, I'll make a bigger gun. In the very next episode, now we'll do the orbital displacer on Autobot HQ.
There are 2...
in the episode Chaos, he builds a big gun that shoots crystals out of it or something.
There are 2 universal constants with Megatron. Turrets.
Yes.
And hydroelectric power.
We've got graying Dead End. His head is like gray.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got Tiny Ratchet and Giant Ironhide. And then Autobot Minosaur. Even the animators got them confused.
Yep.
Bot Starscream says, your stupid warrior is just standing there. What are you talking about, Starscream? You built him. Swindle appears from under his own corpse.
Oh, gosh.
The 2-story, single-story brick high school.
Yep.
And then Optimus Prime says, only Defensor can stand up to Bruticus. And that is neither true in the previous episodes, nor is it true in this episode.
Yep.
Because he just gets shot down. There is a random wall outside of Autobot HQ for 1 shot. Why is there an overload button on the
And in English.
gun? And in English, yeah.
And human-sized.
Yeah. Okay, Scramble City, Mobilization. One of the character designers on Generation 1 is
Floro
Derry, but they spell his name Frollo Derry.
Frollo.
Which, again, we've talked about that before. L's and R's often get mixed up in
Definitely go look up Floro Derry on TF Wiki. It's a fascinating deep dive.
It is.
He's a very interesting man.
Yeah. He does do a lot of really good character work, but he's not. He likes to act like he. Apparently,
a man
he likes
of dubious veracity.
He apparently likes to act as if he's the only character designer Transformers ever had. bad. But interesting, the narrator says that the Transformers combined with machines rather than disguise themselves as machines.
Like them taking on vehicle forms was essential to them waking up, which is weird.
Which apparently, if you go to Chris McFeely's Transformers Basics channel,
shout out to the basics.
Yeah, he recently had an episode on some of the original concepts for the TV show, and one of them was that the Autobots and Decepticons were like these mechanical spirits that inhabited Earth vehicles and then transformed them. And that's also the plot of the original Brave series.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Huh.
Just thought that was interesting. Every time they swap their limbs, the Scramble City Combiners swap their limbs, the colors move to where they were before, so it looks like nothing changed. So, like, for example, Minosaur, like, he has Dragstrip, the yellow one, on his right arm. He swaps him out. Dragstrip becomes one of the legs. But then whoever replaces him gets colored yellow.
Yep.
And then in the next scene, it's Dragstrip again.
Oh, man.
But, yeah. I not really an error, but I wish there was more detail in Metroplex and Trypticon to sell the scale even better.
Yeah, the scale is good, but it could be better.
Okay, next segment. We are at the end of season 2, so customarily we bring out this special segment called the End of Season Duels.
Yes.
This section only happens if we are discussing a major battle or duel at the end of the season between the two faction leaders. We give 2 ranks to the duel, one based on how it plays to the story, characters, or emotions, and one on how cool it looks. The ranks are based on Autobot and Decepticon leader titles. However...
Okay.
There is no duel.
For comparison, season 1 ended with a 1v1 duel between Optimus and Megatron for the fate of the planet.
Yes.
And it was amazing. It was awesome. It was so cool. And then it resulted in a whole knockdown, drag-out fight between Autobots and Decepticons as they push them into the lava, and it's a great cinematic end to everything. This one has bot in it.
All right, let's count Scramble City then. Do we have a leader duel in Scramble City?
No, we don't. Unless you count the combiners.
Optimus leads from the field, and Megatron leads from his undersea base.
So
which is kind of interesting. Are Metroplex is Ultra Magnus piloting Metroplex, and is Megatron piloting Trypticon?
It's never made clear.
Because we could count that as a duel if they go at it.
Yeah, I don't think so, because they have.
We don't even get to see it, so it doesn't count.
They also have distinct personalities, as shown in later seasons.
All right. And because of this, we are just going to discuss this when we review the movie, because that has 2 climatic leader duels.
Oh my gosh, it's so climatic.
Yeah,
it's so good.
So we will bring this back when we discuss the movie. So with that, let's move on to another segment. Season 2 recap. Both for our show and for Transformers Generation 1. I need a drink of water real quick. So let's talk about it. Hayden, what do you think the overarching story and character progression of Transformers Season 2 is like?
I think it's one all over the place.
Yes.
It's just kind of a hodgepodge of anything that the writer's room thought of immediately. And that's okay. Like, it's just, a bunch of disconnected episodes, some of them connected, some of them not.
Yeah.
But I think there is an overarching theme of new faces to the war.
Yes.
The most that we get from that is from Vector Sigma.
Mm-hmm. How do you bring new people into the war?
How do you bring new people into the war?
What you're fighting for is worth fighting for.
Exactly.
Well, I think that is a theme throughout most of season 2, because we get that with Dinobot Island and Desertion of the Dinobots as well.
That's true.
How do you Master Builders?
How do you indoctrinate someone into believing what you fight for is right?
Right. But definitely the key to Vector Sigma.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also season 2 just is a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, like season 1 has kind of an overarching story, but season 2 is it's just kind of a vibe, you know,
Yeah.
like there's something cozy about season 2.
Right.
Whereas the first season is kind of trying to tell a distinct, serious story. Season 2, it's all, like you said, it's all over the place. You get a variety of different stories. There is some character progression, as we've kind of noted, through various characters. And mostly season 2 plods along with very little continuity until suddenly the combiners introduce a need for continuity, because this is the first time, you know, the season 2 characters show up just out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
So you could do that in any order, but once you get to the key to Vector Sigma, we're actually seeing new characters who are important to stories going forward. Their introduction, their birth, their creation.
Yeah.
And then the Starscream's Brigade and Revenge of Bruticus. So it really specifically means that certain episodes can only come after other episodes at that point if it has those characters in it.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting to see that shift back towards continuity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also noticed that Optimus Prime over the course of the show, Optimus Prime kind of slides off to the side, while Megatron kind of remains the big bad guy throughout the show.
Which I think it's just that, you know, the Autobots are the good guys. Everybody wants the good guys.
Yeah.
And you're making so many new good guys that eventually people are just going to fade to the side. And that's...
But it does show that, you know, the Autobots are their own people, you know, whereas the Decepticons all have to answer to Megatron.
Right. You can get away with having a lot of Decepticons who are just empty-headed thugs.
There are several episodes that don't have Optimus Prime in them.
Right.
But there's only like one... I think there's only one episode without Megatron, and I think that's the God Gambit.
Yeah.
That just does not have Megatron in it.
Yeah.
Other than that,
you always need a big bad
he's
of some
always
kind.
either there or mentioned.
Yeah.
The Gambler. He's also not in the Gambler.
Right.
But yeah.
All in all, I think season 2's main theme is just having fun with the setting.
Yeah.
Like playing around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is just playing in that world.
Yeah, and that kind of carries over into like season 3, but I think season 3 also...
Season 3 gets more into the lore of the story.
And
this
the
is
world
just,
building.
you know, building characters, building, you know, random stuff, you know.
Right.
Building rapport. Season 2
Yeah.
is about building rapport, building connections.
Yeah.
Building, relearning why we fight.
Yeah.
You know,
Making new friends.
Yeah. Just becoming, you know, creating that connection, really growing that connection between Earth and Cybertron, or at least the Autobots.
Yeah.
And really working on self-improvement as well, you know, character growth.
Yeah.
Just in small little ways, you know, not necessarily some grand thought out scheme, but just, you know, in the daily life of the Autobots, you know, how to, you know, I'm thinking once again about like master builders, how do certain Autobots over, you know, how does the war and being on Earth allow the Autobots to make those self-improvements? You know? Yeah. Anyway. And for season 2 of our podcast, what have been the highs and lows?
So the highs, we have definitely condensed the discussion side of things.
Yes.
We still ramble. That's just the nature of the podcast. We're always going to ramble.
That's why we made the podcast, is because we got to get these thoughts out of our heads.
But we're breezing. We're breezing through them.
I think we've gotten a lot better at our presentation.
Yes. The lows, I think, are, as you know, the breadth of the podcast grows.
Mm-hmm.
So to do the sections that we started and have kind of started getting a bit long-winded.
Yeah, we are a little bit long in the tooth on some of this stuff.
Yeah, so I think our solution for that is that, especially since we will be having to cover more ground and wider ground in the coming episodes.
Yes.
Our sections are going to get condensed down into manageable number one favorite entries for each one.
Yeah, instead of just listing out every gadget that comes out of something or every quote that we like, it's just going to be like one or two quotes.
Yeah, we're being more selective with them.
And you know, one or two gadgets, or you know, an actual favorite error or something like that.
I think moving forward, we're shifting from being comprehensive to
being specific.
Specific.
Yeah. So that we have more brevity.
Exactly.
Because our analysis discussions will expand. We're still working on it, but we think that going forward in season 3, our podcast episodes are going to cover up to 5 episodes of the Transformers show.
Yeah.
However, that will also, you know, we've been working on getting these episodes to be shorter, but this is going to put us back up to about the length that we were when we were just rambling on for, you know, 2.5 to 3 hours, right? So, especially since the episodes get more dense, you know, we talked about season 2 being just kind of a vibe, and then some of these have been very breezy episodes, but we're going to get into some heavy lore and stuff coming up.
It's going to require all of our brain faculties.
Right. So, to alleviate the problem of our podcast being way too long, we are thinking about also splitting up the episodes into part 1, part 2. So you get like 3 episodes in part 1, and then 2 episodes and our segments in part 2. And those will be released. Part 1 would be released still at the beginning of the month, and part 2 would be released in the middle of the month, so that it kind of spreads out our content a little more evenly than instead of just having to, you know, wait until the beginning of every month.
Right.
To alleviate a little bit of the workload, and then also to alleviate a little bit of the runtime. So we'll see how that works. Another high, I really liked having the guests.
Yes, the guests were great.
Yes, our guests were great. We are looking at having them back. I believe Jonah may still be wanting to come back for the movie. And I know Sarah already wants to come back, and I think Jacob also wants to come back.
Yeah.
And we will probably also expand to have more guests.
Yes.
If possible. And in the future, I'm not sure exactly when, but we may even reach out to some notable Transformer fans that are also on platforms and stuff, and see if they want to guest on our show.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll reach out to Tubi. Just kind of feel the waters, you know? It's kind of like, hey Tubi, you see anything you like?
Okay. Anyway, I think that's probably covers our future plans and our discussion of season 2 as well. With that, should we have a Go Button trivia page?
I'm really curious about what it is.
Okay.
Now that I'm looking at the link.
All right. Next segment. TF Wiki Go Button trivia page. You know, we should be sponsored by TF Wiki is who we should be sponsored by. But anyway, yes, my TF Wiki Go Button trivia page is a category page. Things that don't exist.
Okay.
And I'm just going to read out some of this stuff. This is a category of things that were either canceled or were discussed but never put into production, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
So like they've got trans tech and unproduced scripts. But they've also got things like the character 911, who was a one of the spy changer guys.
I'm sorry, there was a character named 9/11.
Yes. Now we know who did it. No, he does not turn into an airplane. He turns into a police car.
It was right in front of us the whole time.
Incredible G2 colors.
Let me see. Hold up.
Oh
boy.
Yeah.
Look at that Hulk green and purple.
Yeah, and white and blue and just everything. There's several episodes and comics that don't exist.
So this is stuff that just never wound up happening, but is documented as to have happened or have almost happened.
Yeah, documented to have been in production or mentioned or something, but never made it to the top. So, a lot of unproduced toys, a lot of unproduced storylines, or characters that didn't make it in. Like there's Bludgeon for the animated series, Blaster for Dark of the Moon, Cyber Utopia, which is the fabled home of the Knights of Cybertron. So that's also in the lore, I guess.
Maximal Torture Chamber.
Maximal Torture Chamber. MemoBot. The Mysterians. Over Mega 6 Wave.
Over Mega 6 Wave. I do know that one.
On that one.
Maximal Torture Chamber is insane. It's referencing when Dinobot wakes up in the CR chamber.
Yes.
And Rat Trap, and he says kind of maximal torture chamber.
Yeah,
and he's
Maximals don't have.
And Rat Trap denies the existence of maximal torture chambers.
But
however, he admits that he could get behind such an idea.
Right. Spare Parts Bank is a reference that would have been in an early draft of Transformers the movie, where Scourge and the Sweeps come across some Decepticon corpses, and they pick through them, and Scourge tells the Sweep to take some eyeballs to the Spare Parts Bank. So I guess that's where Starscream was going to get a new chest plate for Megatron in Cosmic Rust. A recent one that has been very famous is Transit from Rise of the Beast. He blew up in popularity, but there was going to be a deleted scene. There was a deleted scene where this Decepticon that turned into a bus fought Optimus Prime in a parking lot. Anyway, he was pretty popular recently. So I want to read out some of these names of unproduced scripts. The first one is a word for a female dog. Bee Wars.
What?
Which was a episode of Beast Wars that was gonna star Airazor and Black Arachnia teaming up. And then Dark Glass was another unproduced Beast Wars. And The Greater Ape or A Greater Ape were more Beast Wars scripts. Legacy of Rust and The Love Bug are comics that never got made. Of course, The Trial of Megatron, Part 1, 2, and 3 from Transformers Animated would have been part of Season 4. The first and second drafts of Transformers the movie. Go watch Chris McFeely's videos on those. Those really good. Collision Course. Transformers Collision Course. IDW series that did not get produced. Spy Games. Something to do with Mirage. Oh, more IDW stuff. The Secret of Cybertron was kind of... I think we've talked a little bit about it, but it was one of the original drafts for the movie. That was a totally different thing, and a lot of parts from it got reused in stuff like Five Faces of Darkness and Desertion of the Dinobots and whatever. Operation Skyfire is something to do with the live action movies. It would have been a spin-off film to expand the live action movies
Well,
stuff and things.
Yeah. A lot of interesting
but it's an
categories.
interesting category because it's like, here's stuff that in the lore does not exist, and here's stuff that just doesn't exist.
Right.
All right.
Sometimes you need a real world checkup of like, no, this thing does not exist.
With that, let's go on to our final segment. The cliffhanger questions. Last time I asked Hayden, what's your Transformers Holy Grail? It could be, getting something, doing something, experiencing something, whatever.
So, at the top of the list, meeting Peter Cullen.
Could we please have him on as a guest?
That has always been at the top of the list. Just growing up around Transformers and, just Optimus Prime, living legend, genuinely seems like a great guy. And even if it's just briefly, like, at a convention or something like that, would always love to meet Peter Cullen. And Frank Welker as well.
Yeah.
Preferably if they're in the same room together, because I love watching the interviews of them answering questions at the same time.
Yes.
And just reminiscing over being in the booth together and stuff. Great stuff. And as far as like a holy grail, as in the context of like your toy holy grail for Transformers being Energon Starscream.
Oh yeah, I recently acquired one of my Transformer toy holy grails, and that was Energon Starscream, because I always wanted him when I was a kid, never got a chance to get him, and I recently picked him up for $10, and then the rest of his sword for another $10.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Cool toy. I like it.
I think for me, toy-wise, a holy grail, it was weird. It was a bit of a toss-up between... I thought about it for a bit, and I thought it would be Scourge from Transformers Cybertron.
Yeah.
Because, one, orange is my favorite color.
Yes.
He's a giant orange dragon.
Yes.
I love monsters and any sort of, like, draconic thing. He's leader of the Beast Planet.
Yeah.
And he's like a genuine threat. He kills people.
He's got a great character arc,
and
too.
Fantastic character arc. I don't know why. I just don't really like the way he looks.
Well, maybe if Legacy comes out with a new Scourge toy,
potentially,
then maybe you'd like that one.
Yeah, but I think it would probably have to be Starscream from Transformers Cybertron. Ironic that it's two. Our holy grails are two Starscreams.
Yeah.
But specifically because I always remember looking at the product catalog, the little product guides, and they would have all the little guys at the bottom.
Yeah.
All of the tiniest little dudes.
Yeah.
And I'd always be looking around there.
Bunch of those guys.
And there's like deluxe class and the little tiny dudes.
Yeah.
And I would always look at those guides and be like, yeah, I gotta keep my eyes around here because these are the only ones I can afford.
Right.
But then I would always look up at the big guys, the Voyagers and the Titan class and stuff. And especially the Voyagers classes and stuff. I love those guys. Cool. But Starscream always just caught my eye. I don't know why. It's probably just because Starscream has such a menacing presence through that whole show.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a beast.
Yes.
And the fact that some iterations of him would come with like the Omega Lock and the crown and stuff. And just like the weird little functionality of like his like
little hip
his
lasers.
rib guns and stuff. He just looks like such a solid build. And I mean, his jet form is a brick, but
So do you want the super giant ultra mega deluxe or whatever, the Titan class Starscream, or do you want the more reasonably sized and priced
the first one that they did?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there is actually a Voyager scale Starscream. I don't know if it was ever released in America, but it was a Japanese Cybertron Starscream. There's also I don't know if he's Voyager or Deluxe class, but there is a Legacy Starscream. But I mean, my biggest gripe with Legacy is that the cyber keys and minicons don't do anything.
Yes, they're still physically there, but they're not.
Yeah, you took away the functions. Why did you do that? That's the best part of those toys is, you plug the cyber key in and a big old gun flips out or whatever, lights and sounds and anyway. But yeah. So do you want the giant Titan one then?
I guess so.
Because that's the one that you knew about.
Yes.
But,
I think I do want the giant Titan one.
There is a scaled down Voyager class version of him that came out around the same time. It might have been an exclusive, like Toys R Us exclusive or something in America, but but it was in Japan, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's the size he is in the cartoon. So, anyway. Nice.
But yeah.
My next Holy Grail is Big Convoy.
Yes. Oh, well, I guess I got to give you a cliffhanger question.
No, actually, not this time, because next time we will be taking a break, because we are going to be taking a break for December, and then we're going to come back with our first episode of Season 3, and we'll presumably have Jonah back on as a guest. So we don't have to do a cliffhanger question this time.
All right. Well, that works.
Unless you really want to ask me one.
I'm dying to know. When will you make B.O.T?
You know what? That might be my next cosplay as Bot. I gotta get better at foam crafting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
So, wrap up.
With that, thank you all so much for joining us and listening to our ramblings. We did it. We finished season 2.
Can't believe it. It's been 84 years.
And now we start another one that's twice as long and twice as confusing.
No, season 3 is shorter than season 2.
Oh, okay. It feels twice as long.
But we are going to try to fit it all into 1 year. The movie, season 3, Rebirth, and a brief discussion of season 5.
We can do it. I believe in us.
Yes.
But we will be starting season 3 of our show with the discussion of the one, the only, The Transformers, the movie from 1986.
At the time of this recording, The Transformers the movie is available on quite a few streaming services for rent, as well as on quite a few DVD releases. Sometimes it pops up in theaters even. I've gotten to see it twice. It was awesome both times. I had a big stupid grin on my face. And honestly, it's not that hard to find it in low quality on the high seas of YouTube, but I recommend taking the hit and paying for a high quality version because the artwork is just so good.
Worth it.
So good.
Absolutely worth it.
You will not regret injecting an hour and a half of Transformers the movie into your eyes.
Directly into your veins.
Okay.
Oh, man.
But yeah, anyway.
With that, season 2 completes. On to season 3. Something evil's watching over you, coming from the sky above, and there's nothing you can do.
Prepare to strike me!